guys, this is Dustin with Top Deck, and today I'm going to be bringing you a Shaddoll Invoked deck profile. Now, last format, this deck was just running rampant, definitely a tier 1 deck, and then going into the new Master Rule now, I think this deck gets even stronger. You know, being able to, pretty much spam the board, putting your fusion monsters anywheres. This mixed with the Invoked engine just makes it extremely consistent. I mean, it's got so many options as far as the extra deck. The monsters are just ridiculous. You've got Construct, Winda, App Cologne, and then mixed with the Invoked engine there. So I mean, this deck can go first, it can go second. It's really strong going second. So this, and it's very budget, honestly. I mean, there's a couple cards I put in the extra deck that aren't exactly budget friendly, but you can find alternatives for it. But I mean, you could pick up 3 structure decks and pretty much have this whole deck put together almost. So I think considering how strong it is, versus how cheap this deck is really to build, it's a very good option. So if you wanted to play competitively and maybe you're just getting into the game, I definitely suggest putting 3 of these together and just playing around with it, because it's very strong. Like I said, going into the new Master Rule, I think this deck is just gets a huge boost. So without further ado, guys, let's get into this deck profile. So starting off with the Invoke part, we are obviously playing the 3 Alistair. You've got to play him at 3. He gets your invocation to your hand, and invocation is very important in this deck. It gets your plays going, gets stuff banished, to get some of your other Shaddoll plays going. So when he's normal or flip summoned, you get the invocation to your hand, or you can actually quick effect discard this card from your hand, target 1 fusion monster, and get into 1,000 attack and defense until the end of turn. So I mean, that's not a bad effect either. So, but definitely be playing 3 of him in the deck. Now onto the Shaddoll monsters. My personal favorite is Wendy, and I play her at 3. So what she does, her flip effect, you can special summon 1 Shaddoll monster from your deck and face up or face down position. However, if it's sent from anywhere to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 Shaddoll monster, but it has to be in face down defense position. So, but this is my favorite Shaddoll monster, and this is the only one I choose to play at 3, because I want to be getting her effect off. So I personally play 3 of them. So, but I've seen decks play 2. It's not that that's incorrect at all. I just personally choose to go with 3. Now onto the next Shaddoll monster. This is the only other one that I would really like to play at 3. I just didn't have the room. I play a clean 40 card deck. I don't want to go over. I've seen people do it, and I personally don't want to do it because I think it affects the consistency, because this deck has run into problems where you don't get what you need, and you've got to set and pass, and that's never good. So I want to keep as big of a draw power engine in it that I could, while not affecting the amount of Shaddolls that I play. I think the number's perfect for me. So, and this one is Squamata. So his flip is you can target 1 monster on the field and destroy it, or if the card is sent from the sent to the graveyard, you can send any Shaddoll card from your deck to the graveyard, which is huge. A lot of people will send the trap card and get that combo going. But you can send any Shaddoll card, any card that you want. So this guy's real nice. So if you can fit him in your build at 3, I mean, have at, because he would be the next one that I would want to play at 3. So now on to the next one that I'm also playing at 2 is Hedgehog. So what his flip summon effect is you can add 1 Shaddoll spell or trap from your deck to your hand, or if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Shaddoll monster from your deck to your hand. So he's nice. I like him. He definitely comes up. I wouldn't play him at 3 in my opinion. I think 2 is a good number for Hedgehog. Now on to Beast. I play Beast at 2 as well. So his flip summon effect is you can draw 2 cards and discard 1 card, or if he's sent to the graveyard, you can draw 1 card. So he's nice to get, get some extra pluses in your hand. So I'd play him at 2 as well. Now onto the one-ofs for the Shaddoll monster. I play 1 Ariel. She's really nice. I really like this card. She's part of like the the combo trying to go in and get back banished Shaddolls or your construct. So if you flip, you can target one of your banished Shaddoll monsters and special summon it in face up or face down defense position. So you can get back your construct, that you may banish. So that's perfect. Or, if you send her to the graveyard, she banishes 3 cards in your opponent's graveyard, which can come in clutch. Like that play, against Salamangreat, there's a lot of decks you banish 3 cards, that's hard for them to come back. So this card alone could really, really put your opponent, in a bad situation. So I would definitely be playing her in the deck. I can't see playing more than 1. I think 1 is enough for her. And then onto my last Shaddoll monster is Dragon. So his flip effect is you can target 1 card your opponent controls, return it to the hand, or if it's sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 spell and trap card on the field and destroy it. So he can get rid of some of that problematic back row. So he's nice to have in there as a one-of. So now that's it for the Shaddoll lineup, guys. Onto the performance package, I only play 1, and that's Trick Clown. I don't like Juggler, honestly. Like I said, I'm keeping a clean 40, and I just didn't think he was really necessary. He gets me my special summon if I want to send him off Shaddoll Fusion, if I just get him off in my hand. So he's a good, just to play the one of. I don't think you need the other ones. So I play 1 of him, and in for my light target. So, and going forward into my light targets, I think playing 3 Nibiru is definitely key. Now he's a light for construct, and he's just going to be really, really big going into the new master rule. People are going to be spamming stuff all over the board, so going over 5 summons is definitely a lot of decks are going to be doing. So having Nibiru is definitely key, and if you don't use him, like I said, you fuse him off using for your construct because he's a light. So definitely play 3 Nibiru. Now for the last 2 monsters, I choose to play Phantasme. Now this card is budget, and like I've said before in some of my other videos, going into Master Rule 5, people seem to think that people aren't going to play Links. I think that is incorrect. Appaloosa and Borosword and Avermax. There's so many good Link monsters, and the decks that are still utilizing their Link monsters. So I think they're still going to be around just as much as they were before. So I think that you're going to have a good chance. If this is in your hand, there's a good chance your opponent's going to Link summon. So, he's a free body on board. He is a dark. He fixes your hand. He gets you to draw. And he's got a nice non-targeting effect. So, he's great. I like to have him in there as a 2-of. So, and, it helps fix them bricky hands if you do get them. So, now that's it for the monster lineup, guys. Let's get into the spells. First, starting with all our fusion cards. Shaddoll Fusion. Now this card is obviously better going second, because if your opponent has a special summon monster from the extra deck, which most decks are going to do, you can use material out of your deck. So that's huge. So, but it's still viable going first. You can still use it as one of your fusions spells just to go into anything else in your extra deck. So keeping that at 3 is definitely a must. Pretty much all your fusion spells should be played at 3 in this deck because you have to see them to get your plays going. So on to the next one is El Shaddoll Fusion. This one's nice. It's the quick play, so you can play on your opponent's turn, maybe go into window or whatever you think you need. So this one, I like this one too. This one's real nice. So play 3 El Shaddoll Fusions as well. Then Invocation. This is definitely one of the ones that really gets your plays going, just because of the versatility. If you're going into an Invocation monster, you can use your hand, your field, and then you can use in your graveyard and banish as well. So But if you're not going into it, keep in mind that you can only work with your hands. So it's when you're going into an invocation monster, or I'm sorry, an invoked monster, is when you can use the field in the graveyard and banish them as well. So, and that banishing gets your plays going as well for your Shaddoll package. So playing 3 of this is key. And getting this in the hand is really not tough. I mean, you got so many cards that search this, so definitely play that one. And then as far as the last one here is Super Polymerization. Must play this at 3. Now, just talking in general, I think Super Polymerization, everybody should be, you know, at least siding in their deck, because this card is going to be key. I mean, there's a lot of boards out there that are trying to play around with the Destruction Sword and then Winda, you know, because not only Shaddolls can put out Winda, you know, Dingirsu can protect it, and, you know, it's not hard for Orcus to put that card out thanks to Anaconda. So having this to out certain boards to get your plays going, because if you're facing a Destruction Sword or if you're facing Winda, you know, you need like pretty much a single card to try to out the board, or at least get the first problem off their board and to be able to go into some of your plays. So I think Super Polymerization is going to be key. If not in your main deck, definitely at least in your side deck. So, but definitely in this one, because it's got more versatility, because you use it to make some of your own fusions. So if you're not using it on your opponent, you can use it for your own. So definitely 3 Super Poly. Now next card, Magical Meltdown. This card is just nuts. I mean, it protects your fusion plays, you know, any searches, your Alistair there, and then you get Invocation. This card, I mean, there's nothing else to say about it. It's ridiculous. So definitely playing that at 3. The only thing I didn't get to fit in the deck is the Terraforming. I did have it in, but I did take it out, and I'll tell you, and I'll show you later on here for what. But if you can fit that into your build, go ahead. I'm still trying to figure out what I may want to cut for it. So definitely play a Terraforming if you can. So on to some other drawing here is Pot of Desires. I play it 2. I don't want to play it at 3. I think that's a little bit too much. So the deck's pretty consistent as is, but adding a little bit of draw power never hurt. So since you play so many copies of pretty much everything in the deck, you know, the odds of you banishing something that you really need in all of them, it's just slim to none, guys. It's a free, you know, it's a free 2 cards in the hand, so consider playing this card. And then the last of our spells, guys, Foolish Burial. You know, that's any of your Shaddoll monsters, or anything you need to get in that graveyard. Definitely got to play Foolish Burial. Now for the traps, the Rush Shaddoll Incarnation. You know, this card is great. I'm always using the graveyard effect where you're banishing it, but the effects that you got are, you know, you can change one face down monster you control to face up defense position, or change one face up monster you control to face down defense position. And you can only use one per turn, but the effect I like to go into is to target one Shaddoll monster in your graveyard, special summon it in face up or face down defense position. You can banish this card and one Shaddoll card from your graveyard, then activate one of these effects. You know, and that's when you can go into the other 2 that I listed before. So this card is awesome. So, but at least play it 1 of. Now for the last card, guys, I play Dynamiscus. This is my out to Mystic Mine. Honestly, I want to be able to play this card at 2. This card overperforms, guys. You get this card from your hand, which is important with your Shaddoll monsters. You know, you can just get a lot of stuff off that way. You know, and it banishes anything. So this card does. It just overperforms. I want to be able to find a way to have 2 in my deck. So, I mean, right now I'm kind of messing with things to be able to get a Terraforming and another one of these in my deck, but keep it at 40. So, because I don't just want to go throwing them in the deck. So, but definitely keep an optimistic mind. And I think this is the best one because you get the discard, which you can gain effects from your Shaddoll monsters. So, definitely have something in there to answer to that. So. Now, guys, that's the main deck. Let's move on to the extra deck here. So I'm playing 2 Construct. I play 1 of each art. this gets all your stuff going. I mean, this card is just fantastic. I would love to have 3 in the extra deck, but I just don't have the space. Maybe sometime I can figure out a way to get 3 in there, but you know, 2's fine. I mean, you can recur this card too, so I mean, this deck can really shuffle back its resources. So you know, this one is just, it's fantastic. So it takes a 1 Shaddoll monster and a light, so that's why you play all your lights. And so you can send 1 Shaddoll card from your deck to the graveyard, is, you know, on summon. And then at the start of the damage step, if this card battles a special summon monster, destroy that monster, which is really nice. And then if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 Shaddoll spell and trap card in your graveyard and add it to your hand, which is really nice. So this card is a must. You gotta play at least 2 of them in your extra deck. So next Shaddoll monster is Shaddoll Winda. I mean, you should know what this card is. I mean, this card is ridiculous. Played it too. I mean, going first, putting this thing out, you know, really locks down your opponent. So, you know, not being able, you know, them only being able to special summon 1 time, and you know, it's untargetable. So this card was just ridiculous. Definitely played it at least 2. For the last Shaddoll, I am playing the App Clone at 1. This card's great. I think Shaddoll's really needed this monster. I mean, it's very nice. So, I mean, we'll go through the effect here. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. So, if this card is special summon, you can target 1 face-up card on the field and negate its effects. Just forever. Just, you know, and it's 1 face-up. So, you can use it on back row. You can use it on a monster. It's real nice. I love that part. And then the other one is if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Shaddoll card from your deck or graveyard to your hand, then discard 1 card. And that's real nice too. So this card's got a couple good effects. I really like this. So don't sleep on that card. Definitely play it at least 1. Play it at 1. 1's a good number for that. Now moving on to the invoke part. I'm playing the 1 Invoked Mechaba. Sorry for the super rare, guys. I have a better rarity on its way, but I wanted to get this deck profile out. So, but the Mechaba, he's great. You know, he takes 1 Alistair and 1 light, and then once per turn, when a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated, quick effect, you can send the same type of card, monster, spell, or trap, from your hand to the graveyard and negate the activation. If you do, banish that card. I'm definitely considering bumping this card up to 2, honestly, because I go into him a lot, and I really like that card. So definitely be playing at least 1 Mechaba. Next one is Kaliga. You know, this card's it's nice. I mean, but I think this may be the one that I may drop for my second Mechaba. I mean, it's easier to go. It's easy to go into because it takes the Alistair and the Dark Monster. But its effect reads, if a player's monster effect attempts to activate, none of that player's monsters can activate their effects for the rest of the turn while this card is face up on the field. Each player can attack with only 1 monster during each battle phase. I mean, it's nice to, you know what I mean, stall out in your opponent and everything like that. So, I mean, I may keep him in there as a 1, but, you know, it's up to you if you want to play that one. And Purgatrio, it takes the Alistair and a fire. This card gains 200 attack for each card your opponent controls. This card can attack all monster your opponent controls once each. If this card attacks a defense position monster, it does piercing damage. This card's awesome, you know, and you can get the fire in the grave from playing Almirage. So this card's nice. I would definitely play this one. Then I play 1 Starving Venom, you know, if I use Super Poly on my opponent's monster and I don't have anything to go into from, you know, my extra deck that's left. So I still like Starving Venom, you know, in his effect and everything. So I choose to play him at 1. So that's it for the fusions, guys. Under the links, level 1s, you know, we got the Armirage. You know, he's pretty much there to be able to go into the Purgatrio and to get something off the field. So play one Armor House. Now the Alistair Invoker of Madness, this card's real nice. It's a link to, and you need 2 monsters with different types and different attributes. So pretty much, if you know, this card is Alistair Invoker while it's on the field in the graveyard, and then if a monster is fusion summoned while you control this monster, except for in the damage step, you can discard a card and then you can add 1 Invocation or Book of Law, which we don't play in there, from the deck to your hand. So we would just grab the Invocation. And if it leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can, you know, add 1 Omega Summon from your deck to your hand, which we also don't play. So we really want that just to get the Invocation and discard. So that's pretty strong. Gotta play at least 1 of him in there. Now the next level 2, playing Cross Sheep. I mean, this card just busted in this deck. So it just helps get our stuff going. So definitely play 1 Cross Sheep. Now I do play Masquerena. You know, I love this card. Being able to interact on your opponent's turn is just nuts. And then, you know, anything that you go into, you know, can't be destroyed by card effects is just really nice. So I love this card. It's up to you. These last few cards are what I said that, you know, you can opt in and out, you know, because some of them may be a little bit more pricier. This is just kind of how I run my build. I like the versatility. And, you know, she's great as just a, you know, a plain link too. So great card. Then I'm playing the Anaconda in case I need to get into any of my fusion spells that I need, or super poly, whatever it is. This card is nuts. I love this card. I play it in so many of my builds. You know, the fact that he can just copy any fusion spell, and this is a huge fusion deck, and if for any reason I didn't open him up and I need to see him, you know, he can help me get some stuff started. So I can at least get out of construct or whatever I may need with it. So I play him as a one-off. So, and then for the last card, guys, I play Appaloosa. You know, because you can put up a huge, you know, usually it's not hard getting into a 3 or even sometimes a 4 negate Appaloosa. You know, and if you go into out of IP Masquerena, then it's even harder to destroy. So this is like the most expensive one. This is like $100 card or something like that. So if you're not in the budget to put that in your deck, you know, you can, you know, there's other options you can use. You know, you may be able to, you know, throw in, you know, maybe another Shaddoll card or Invoke card. You know, there's the one, I think his name is Invoke Raging. You know, he's pretty much like a Book of Moon. I thought about playing him too, honestly, because being able to Book of Moon a card or a monster on your opponent's side feels real strong. So, you know, you can really play around with the extra deck in this one. You know, there's definitely a few slots that are preference. So, but those are what I choose to work with right now. But like I said, I try to give you a couple tips on, you know, what I would consider still adding to the deck here. But I really think you need to keep it at 40. That's the main thing I say, because I've seen a lot of people go over 40, and yes, I've still topped and everything like that, but I just think the deck will work better at 40 cards. So, but hey, I appreciate you guys watching. You know, if you like the video, please like, comment, subscribe. I really like to talk to people in the comment section, so you know, hopefully I see you guys there. You know, and if you can expect more content. I'm doing a lot of deck profiles and just getting everything started and up. So I've got a lot of versatility as far as the decks that I put out. You know, I play a lot of different ones, so I'll be doing stuff like that, and then I'll be getting into openings and you know, doing giveaways, because I think, you know, giving back to your subscribers and everything like that support you and your channel is just very important. So, you know, I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.